That is an ammo can that you are looking at right now. I have started on the back side of it just to get a little bit of head start because these things do take a while. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. Doing all right. All right. All right. Jerry, Chicago Bob, Scott, Kenny, Joe, Robert, Jack, Mercer Outdoors. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. So what I have planned tonight is to do an ammo can. I can go over the settings I'm using and guess my technique. And then I'm also going to answer a question for a gentleman, hopefully, with the laserMATIC and blue business cards. So I'm going to test that and see what's going on. Hey, Ike. And I also have a second ammo can running or getting ready to run, or maybe it's already ran. But let me just bring that ammo can onto the stage. And, well, it's actually not the ammo can. It's Jeremy, who's also making an ammo can. I was looking at the chat and that said Jerry. I think Jerry calls me Jeremy, and you Patrick, or every once in a while. So
I've been called worse. It's fine.
Yeah, no doubt. So Jeremy has an ammo can running, and first thing I want to say is that this graphic was provided free of charge to us by Albertus Turblanche, and he has a Facebook group, AECT Graphics. The link is in the description, so check that, and you'll be able to see his Facebook group and where you can look for more of his designs.
It is very, very busy. It likes to work Lightburn. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm. It's taxing on Illustrator and it's taxing on Lightburn. Hello, Brick Church. But
hey, Jerry.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and show your ammo can?
I will do that.
I got a glimpse of what I was running.
I started this at 2:00 this afternoon, and I got done with it at 6:20, like nonstop laser running 4.5 hours straight.
Jeremy, you might have been a little overzealous with those colors. Those take a while.
It did 0.004 on the one line space at I think 400 millimeters a second. The other one was about 375 millimeters a second and 0.009. But I ran it from top to bottom, and it changed color, purple to blue to gold in the middle from top to bottom. That's 3 colors, and it changed as it went up just because of how wide the lens was going across the spectrum. And then I split this in half because Lightburn didn't like it. And then I ran another setting and got some more different colors. And this camera does not like to show that very well. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good example of how much power will fade out on the edges. And hello, Minnesota Maker, and hello, Sergio HVAC A to Z. How's it going tonight?
I'll put a decent picture up on Facebook on the Laser Maker's Room.
All right, there's my progress on the backside of mine thus far. I am using the 120 watt JPT with a 300 millimeter lens. Jeremy's using his 60 watt JPT with his 175.
Yep, I did the 175 on the end because I don't know if I was going to be able to get the 220 or the 300 up high enough because that's a big can.
Hello, Nipa and Roger and Kelly and Kai and Jim. How's everybody doing? Thanks for stopping by. I knew that Jeremy was going to be using his 60 watt, and I figured he'd be at the 200, 300 lens somewhere in there. So then I thought I would use the 120 and basically give 2 different perspectives, 2 different powers. So if you're in the 80 to 120 watt range, you can see that. And if you're in the 50, 60 range, you see Jeremy's.
I'm gonna try to use the 220 or the 300 on the side, so it's gonna be a little bit lower, so I'd be able to get my. I do have the 800 millimeter tower, so I might still be able to get it up there off the top of that end of it, but I wasn't sure. So, and I wanted the power to get through that paint. Minnesota was asking where did we get the ammo cans? The one that I'm using is 23 years old. I bought it back in 2000 with that Y2K where everybody thought the computers were going to quit.
I bought 4 from Harbor Freight yesterday. They were on sale for Inside Track Club for $11.99, I think. So I picked up 4 of them before that sale went off. I think it was actually ending today. Jerry, if you've got an ammo box, go grab it. Throw it under the laser. I'm sorry, Jerry.
No, go ahead. I do have a couple that are from Harbor Freight here as well that are only a little bit older. So like I bought them last year. So
nope, haven't discussed settings. We're just now getting started. I already had this one in progress.
Settings. Settings were a Hail Mary for me today. I just checked some stuff at it and went for it.
These Harbor Freight cans, man, they just smell like you've burning tons of powder coat. So you got to have good fume extraction to get through that paint down into the metal.
Yeah. This one took, with my 175 lens, took 8 crosshatch passes to get through. And then I think I actually ran another couple to kind of smooth it out, clean it up a little bit more because there was still a fade on it. But I knew I had to have it crystal clear clean for the color to work.
I almost forgot. I was going to mention this. Okay. I was going to mention this in the beginning. So I was at work today and I was getting ready to drive home and I get a notification on my phone. Check it. Terrell Fixes All YouTube channel has a new upload. And then I see the title of the upload. I was like, oh my gosh, they did an unboxing video on the signs that I made their channel and sent to them. And they didn't ask for them. It's just something I wanted to do for their channel. I've made and sent stuff to them before. If you haven't saw that unboxing video, I have to try to find the link to it. But let me show you, or let me post the link in chat. Sorry, I'm copying it. I'm going to paste it. The title of their video was Amazing Care Package, What's Inside the Box. And this is what I made them. And if you want to check it out sometime after the stream, and you'll have that link there to look at. But it's 2 12 by 24 edge-lit LED signs with remotes, and I used high-end LEDs on them. They came out great. So check that out. I'm pretty proud that they actually, and humbled that they actually did an unboxing video and put it on their channel. I didn't expect that. I just thought, hey, they might throw a picture up and hopefully they like it. And then here they did a whole unboxing video, and a really nice one.
He almost did more of an ado about the knife you sent him than that thing, though.
Oh, he loves those knives. I'm going to have to make them some more. That way they'll have a supply of sharpens on hand. But I have them on my website, so hopefully the viewers come over and buy some of them. All right, I have this side. Let me bring it over on this camera. Get some interesting colors out of that guy. Depending on the light, there's some golds and some blues.
Yep.
If it decides to focus, there we go.
Turn it just right. You got a little purple in there too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yep.
So this is what I have done so far.
And how long did that take you to get there?
When did I start this? It was like 7:30, so that's 40 minutes, but I was kind of horsing around though, trying to figure out which settings I wanted to use. So I finally nailed down what I was going to do right before the stream.
Yeah, mine took too long.
me see. This is what I was going to show you guys. So I'm using the 300 lens, and I have, you know, I have the power extension on my fiber. I want to show you this whole setup here. Any day now. Oh my gosh, I'm backwards. Hold on. I'm getting there. There we go. I'll get my head out of the way. There. All right. So I have my laser turned to the side since I'm able to do that. And then I just have the ammo can sitting on the counter there. And I have my exhaust, 2 exhaust ports right there by it to catch all that smoke so I don't have to smell it. Anyway, that's how I just did this. Basically sitting like that.
Yeah, see, and I knew you had that swivel tower that you could turn the tower over. I thought about tearing mine apart and flipping it and bolting it back down and putting it sideways, but I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so instead of just trying to raise it all the way up and doing it on the bed, I decided to swing it to the side, which I don't think I would have had the clearance to set it in this orientation and do it with the 300 lens, even with the power riser.
Yeah, that's where I was at too. I'm almost at the maxed out with the 175. I think I would have been right at the very top with the 300.
Yeah, so you can see it. Now I'm thinking I'm going to do the top. You know, I'm going to do the top. Guys. I'm just going to set it like this, frame it up, and then just run the top right off the side.
Yeah, I'm still on that same end. And I'm going to do like under the hinge. I got that little strip under the hinge, so I'm going to run that real quick.
Let's see. Do you have any questions? Can the Harbor Freight cans be marked with a diode? That is a good question.
You might have to run it a bunch of times to get it through that powder coat.
Yeah, I'm wondering how long it would take to get through the powder coat. But once you got through the powder coat, you could definitely tweak the frequency on the laserMATIC and do some annealing with it. So you can definitely do that. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Sold 20 of the engraved Harbor Freight ammo cans over Christmas. Stopped using the fiber and went to the CO2 Galvo. It's much more consistent. Nice.
I don't think I can do this. My can it doesn't have the stuff that artwork has.
Yeah, Joey does have great teeth. It's hilarious. Jerry, you did do a nice unboxing on the stuff I sent you. I appreciate that very much. Oh, thanks, Kenny. Saying that like Hay-Bar video rocks. That's the Herschel Woody Williams edition K-Bar.
Well, I said, well,
let's pull up Lightburn, and I'm going to show you guys these graphics as they appear in Lightburn.
Yep, I got mine in too, but I have to do some node editing to get mine to work. So
I'm on the top of the ammo can. Now, Adobe Illustrator was very nice and resized the artwork for me. So I really appreciated that. Now I have to resize it. Well, that's got to be like 2B. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Lightburn. So this is the graphics. It's very complicated hexagon snakeskin pattern. And that is ACT Graphics on Facebook. Link is in the description. I'm going to ungroup this whole thing. Then I'm going to group this one together. group this piece on the left together. I just measured that and forgot the measurement. Approximately 280. I'm going to put it at 280 and see how we do. So let's see. All right, settings. The first pass that I'm going to run is going to be a cleaning pass. So what I'm going to do is take this final engrave layer and duplicate it. So Control D as in dog. And then I'm going to make it blue. And now I have 2 layers. I have the black layer underneath. So it's there. And the blue layer is on top. And I don't want to output the black layer, so I'm going to turn it off on the output. So I just have the blue, and the blue is the cleaning pass. And cleaning pass I'm running today with the 120 watt, 300 millimeter lens is a, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Is a speed of 5,000, power of 80, frequency of 80, Q pulse 500. And I'm going to end up running this 2 to 3 times, probably 3 times. So I have an interval of 0.04 for the 300 millimeter lens. I'm starting at a 45-degree scan angle, and it's increasing in 37-degree angle increments. It doesn't matter what that is, as long as it's an odd number. And I do not run a crosshatch, but I will run those 3 passes. And we will see if I can get through the paint in 2 passes. If not, it's going to have to be 3, and then I'll go back over it with this fill pass. And this is basically to kind of anneal it and give it some color. So it's a speed of 3,222, power of 45, frequency of 200, and I'm running a Q pulse of 90. So I'm running a low Q pulse on that one. And I'm running a tight interval, even though it's the 400 lens. That way it gives it some color. And I'm running 2 passes on that. And that's what got that multi-color look on that back side of the can. So we'll see how it does on the top side. So now I just need to go to the laser and frame it. And Jeremy, you can talk about your Lightburn real quick if you want.
I am just doing some node editing because I have to take all these screw spots out. So yeah, I'm not really talking a whole lot because of that. So I'm not used to doing this on live, so I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Well, I'll take you out of full screen and I'll show my ammo can. Then maybe you won't feel so pressured.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if you watch. You just don't expect me to try to explain it because I don't know what I'm doing until I get there.
All right. So I'm trying to focus, of course. I'm going to have to level this thing up. So I'm going to bring this down, myself in focus. Move this in place. Looking for my pin. Have to run. Find them. Got a piece of wood that will suffice. Now I need to adjust the camera. snap. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw myself a little full layer. Hang it. Just wanted to snap in the wrong position. All right, there it is. Basically, I want to frame this tool layer around this handle. That's what it is. It's a handle. All right. So if the tool layer is going around that handle, then I know that this graphic here will go around the handle. So you can see I just put this little tool layer in there. Little tool path. So I have the handle centered within that tool path here. So I'll be ready to start to clean the path now. And I'm just going to double check framing one more time. All right, I need a graphic for a business card so I can test this blue business card. All right, and I think we're ready to go, so I'm going to hit start and hope for the best. Just hope I can get through this in 2 to 3 passes so it doesn't take forever. Oh, that stinks. The power supply on your laserMATIC died. At least it wasn't something with the laser module or something like that. But hopefully you get, hopefully that's back up and running so you can get your Valentine's Day stuff done.
Who's that? Who died? Who's died?
Sergio, the power supply died.
Oh no. Well, I'm just going to do this. I don't need that right now. All right. And delete that. Snap. Yay, it snapped. All right. Sorry, talking to myself.
All right. I'm trying to get my other camera zoomed in. Give you a little different perspective. And here we go. As long as I don't put my head in the way. Anybody have any questions at the moment? Doesn't have to be on Amacan. Yeah, those 2-piece USB fans, Jerry, are nice. He's saying that he just ordered those off of Amazon. They are nice pair of fans. Helps you direct air and smoke and where you want it to go. You can see this is a long process, even with running a speed of 5,000 millimeters per second.
Yeah, that's where I was running too.
And I have a line interval of 0.04, but it still takes a while. It's just a lot of surface area on these cans. You need big lens and lots of time.
All right, I think I got to look at my ammo can. Yeah, I don't need those at all.
I am the Dr. Asus. What laser are you using? I'm using a 120 watt JPT. Jeremy's using a 60 watt JPT.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for joining. And Black
Absolutely.
Lab Leather and Matt, thank you for joining. So Jeremy is 175 millimeter lens, 60 watt JPT. I'm using a 300 millimeter lens, 120 watt JPT. So it's finally getting out to the edge. I'm hoping 2 passes will remove all that powder coat.
Wow. Not you, me. There's a lot of node editing going on here just for me to get this thing halfway working.
You're really diving into the weeds.
Hey, man, I got to do it right, you know?
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna be on a live stream, do it right. You want people to come at you with their node editing questions?
You know what? I'm pretty good at it now, so I don't really care. I'm not looking at chat because I'm in
practicing
Lightburn,
and doing much better.
Yeah.
You're probably better at it than I am now. There is a lot of dust, if you can see that. Ideally, Jerry, I'd be running those fans, blowing all that dust off of that ammo can. But what I'm going to do is just go and blow on it here in a second.
So now I'm just copying and pasting a bunch of all these other little parts into different areas and stretching them and figuring out what I want to look, where I want to go where with it. He's got a lot of little tiny stuff in here.
And here you'll see how that angle did increment at 37 degrees. I don't like using a crosshatch just because I want different angles for each pass. And I don't want opposing angles because your eye tends to pick that up better than odd angles. So that's why I always run auto angle increment, and I run it at an odd increment for the angle. But there's way less smoke coming off of that now than what there was the first pass. So I'm pretty confident I might only need 2 passes. It looks like it's starting to see a little bit of shine underneath there. Can everybody else hear me talking? Or okay, Gary just confirmed sound is working. All right, so we're about halfway through the second pass. With the 30-watt Raycus, I think you'd be better off splitting these graphics into 2 pieces. You know, graphic that's this large, and using your and your 110s. This is for black lab leather. Your 110 would be best, but at most your 220. Because your bigger lens is going to be a bigger spot size, so you have less concentrated area of your beam hitting that paint, and it's going to take longer to burn through it. Let's see. How do you create a cleaning pass with a 20-watt fiber? Just the same way you would any other lens. You're just going to have to run a probably a higher percent power. But what you could think about is running like a speed of around 2,000 to 3,000. And depending on your lens, let's say you're using a 200 lens, a line distance of like 0.03, and then run probably 55% power. Then whatever your max power frequency would be. I don't know your laser specs, so I can't calculate that out, but it's probably in the 40 to 60 range, somewhere in there. Then run that a couple passes and see how it does.
I'm still here. I'm working. I'm almost there.
I'm checking this out. It is just about all the way through that powder coat. There's only a little bit left in spots. But you can see the shine through the camera. Kenny.
I didn't know I was going to be doing this tonight.
Got a question for Jeremy?
Yeah, go ahead.
A fill layer box over his object.
Do what now?
I'm not sure.
Are you watching me? Is that what's going on? Is he
Jerry? Yeah, he has a fill layer box over his object.
Probably. I don't know what that means. I'm looking for something. Oops, I don't want to do that. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Yeah.
Incline Designs, thanks for joining us and leaving a comment. Has anyone sold any of these being done in that much detail? It seems the time might be hard to charge and get. Absolutely, I totally agree. This is basically going to be just a showpiece for me to carry stuff around in and say, yeah, this is something I can do.
Yeah.
But if you want something done with this much detail, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, I showed this to somebody else and he goes, "Oh, $100 piece." And I laughed really, really hard because I'm like, I got one end done and I got 4.5 hours. What's going on? Am I still here?
Yep, you're still here. So what I've discovered by running this 3 passes is I can get away with 2 hard-hitting passes and then 1 real light one to just scrape off the remaining powder coat. Would have been sufficient. It didn't need to hit it with this much power for the 3rd one. It's already starting to change the color of it a little bit. But it's not running hard enough to get all sparky and start removing any material, so to speak. So that should help it out when I go to run this darker layer to give it a different sheen. What is exactly the difference between the E model JPT and the non-E model? Okay, if your model has the E in it, it is the efficiency model. If it does not, it's called the C model. The E is made in China. The C is made in, and I keep forgetting to look this up. I think it's Singapore. But the difference is the max peak pulse energy. You'll see that all the C models, the 60 and the 80 C models have have 2.0. The C model 60 and 80 have 2.0, and the E models have 1.5.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the 1.5. It's okay. It works.
Greg Wilson, Nature Photography, thank you for joining us. Stephen Poole, thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
Yay. Cool.
I like it when folks that drop by to watch leave a comment. It's awesome.
Okay, I think I am ready to go.
So what was your objective? What were you trying to accomplish there in your node editing?
Okay, so when you have these 2 pieces for the hinge, I don't know if you can see my screen yet.
I'm going to make it larger.
You might be able to show this piece on yours. So these 2 pieces for the hinge were together. This piece down here, oops. Come on. This piece right here had holes in it, like 4 or 5 holes to go around screws or something. Then there was like 2 up here, and then this curved in and came down, and this curved in and came down. So basically, I took all the screw holes out with the node editing, took all these out up here, took these curves out, made them square, and then I copied and pasted and flipped and switched and twisted a bunch of all these little parts to fill in the empty spots. I'm done.
All right, I'll show them what you were referring to. My ammo can has rivets in those spots where those holes were.
Mine is up on the screen, and it does not. That's why I got rid of it. And it looks like I could have rounded the corners off, but I don't care.
All right. Well, I'm going to show, let me show mine here real quick. Let me show my Lightburn screen.
Now I just have to figure out how to size it.
There it is. All right, so here's what Jeremy's piece originally started out as. So that's what he was node editing to get to that square piece. So I'd say you did a fantastic job. All right, 3rd pass is almost done. So I'm going to deactivate my cleaning pass layer, which is the blue, activate my black layer, and then start running this setting that I can get a dark mark, and it'll have different shades to it. I'm having my cleaning pass run a line after the fill, just so that it cleans up any edges of that paint, just to make it nice and smooth. And let's see, should be ready to go. Actually, I'm going to change the setting on things. Just so it doesn't take quite as long. We'll see what happens. If it's a success, I will share it.
I'm ready to burn mine. Let me get my camera fixed.
All right, this one's a droop. Don't say it, Jerry. I know exactly what he's going to say.
Yeah, it's the factory paint. My box, if you weren't here at the beginning, the box that I'm working on is 23 years old. I bought this in November, December of or that year of 1999 when nobody thought the computers were going to count to 2000, which, I mean, yeah, whatever. This has been sitting in my closet for 23 years, just 24 years maybe, waiting for this. Uh-oh. I bounced it. Dang it.
Okay, I'm getting a really cool effect with this setting. It almost looks like it's shimmery silver.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I framed it. Everything's on.
Use my other camera.
Refocus. Hold on. I got to refocus this. Double check it. Perfect. All right. That's perfect.
All right, I'm gonna get my other camera for you.
And as you can see, I did my darndest to line up those octagons, those hexagons.
Oh wow!
I think I got them pretty dang good.
I would not have tried to have been that exact, but that's just me.
Well, credit goes to his artwork too, because it was pretty spot on. All I had to do was shrink it down to fit my lid. All right, so I got to do that one more again.
Yes, and that is Albertus Turbolanche. I want to make sure I've mentioned him a couple times so you guys.
Act Graphics with an X
he's
on the end.
Yeah, definitely check out his join his Facebook group and check out some of his graphics. Guess what's going to be coming next from him? And hopefully I'm going to have one of these soon. I'll be able to give away to all the stream viewers or video viewers. But we're going to be doing some PMAG designs and multi-color PMAG designs. So that'll be funny. Funny, not funny. That'll be fun.
Fun. Maybe we should stop live streaming past our bedtime.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna. Dang it! I keep. My camera cord fell. I keep snagging it.
What'd you do that for?
I don't know. Like you were complaining earlier with all the cords hanging around. I got like a spider web here. I don't know what to do with it.
My cords make me angry sometimes, like legit angry.
Yeah.
It's the tangled web.
Ah, we're starting to get clean now. Anybody got any settings they want me to throw at this thing? Because I'm kind of on the fence of whether I want to match it. I might, but I don't know if my settings are the same from what they were on the bottom already because of the center part with the logo in it. So I might have screwed the pooch on that one already.
I think the camera's in focus.
Yeah, the artwork was made around the handle and on the ends were the latches and the hinges. If you can see the barrel hinges on my lid, the artwork goes down into the spot on the right-hand side, and it doesn't hit the barrel hinge on the left, I think. Or maybe it hits them both, but it misses that other gap. I'm not sure. Yeah, the artwork's pretty sweet.
Oh, Jerry said, don't say what? Well, I knew you were going to say it after I made a comment to my camera about my camera that it keeps drooping.
I got one more pass I got to do. Try to get that stuff knocked off of there. And we're going to make it fun.
This first pass, it has a really cool gold sheen. I'm one that's really interested in what the second pass does.
I put flood fill on this time.
Yeah, I need to bring up the artwork for the front of the can so you can see exactly how it goes around the handle, or the latch, and each part is separate, so you're going to get a really clean look just from all the different parts and the borders. I'll combine it into one piece. Yeah, it does have a satinish look to it, and it's, depending on the light, it's got a gold tinge, or let me show you from the other angle. It looks kind of dark.
Okay, one more. That spot up on the upper right-hand corner, I do not like it. Super thick. And if it don't come off this time, I'm done with it. I dropped the power down a little bit so it didn't hurt it too bad.
Yeah, this second pass is darkening that up. Might give it some color.
Jerry, I'll answer that one for me. I just stuck the box under the laser, and then I started sizing it down until I got the red outline pattern where I wanted it.
I measured for this top piece, I measured the width of that top piece according to how wide I thought it should be, resized it, and then framed it. And while framing, used my page up and down to get it to the exact size. But then I also drew a tool path inside of it that would be where the handle's located, so that I could line that up perfectly and move the box into position so that I knew that the handle was in the exact spot it needed to be.
Okay, I just threw some settings at this thing. We're going to see what happens.
I like this setting that I'm running now, so I think I will share it with everybody. Now keep in mind, this is a 120 watt, 300 lens.
Yes, do your math appropriately.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is take you to Lightburn and make that full screen so you can see it. It's now running a speed of 4,222, which I don't know why I typed the 222 just for the hell of it.
I do the same
max
thing.
Power of 65, frequency 200, Q pulse 90, line interval 0.032. Directional scan angle 45, 2 passes, angle increment is 100, and that should not be 100. Should always be an odd number. 101. There.
I always seem to use 27 or 33. I don't know why.
Yeah. Actually, I don't. That's what I normally use. I like 67. I'll use 67 a lot.
It doesn't 67. Look like mine's changing color at all.
Here, I'll throw mine up there on the big screen every second. There, now you can see the shine, and now the difference in color. It's definitely darkened up, and it looks really cool. Nice and dark.
Is it going from the top down?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. If it's darkening up, then it is, yes. Oh, here's a little...
No, well, that first pass with that setting made it look almost satin, and now it's turning it darker. So
yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, here's a tip for everybody when you're doing color like this. Always run it in one direction. Don't put it on flood fill, because as it changes directions to come back and finish filling that in, it changes the color from the angle of the burn.
I have one setting that I use for a dark anneal that I'll use flood fill. But yeah, when you're trying to do specific colors, you do not want flood fill. And I only use that on small pieces. If I was going to do that on a large piece, it would do exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. I found that out the hard way. My photos on steel, if I run from 180 degrees from the top down, most of the time they turn out better than when you're hanging them on the wall and they're in the light than they do if you run them from left to right or something like that.
All right, so here's a different angle. Show you how that looks. Looks really cool. I'm digging it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mine's actually putting on the color that your first pass is.
And I'm running this really fast. It's not taking forever. I do have a turntable. I'll have to do that once I get it finished. Just play it on the turntable. What's everybody else into this evening? Besides hanging out with a fun group of folks in the chat. All right, I need a picture to burn on a business card on that laserMATIC. I do. No, this top is almost done. Oh, Joe's getting pics of an 8-point buck.
Ooh. Up here in the North Country, we got the 30-point buck.
30-point.
30-point buck.
Bucks. And we are almost done. Now it actually smells like powder coat that comes off of a tumbler. And I hate that smell.
Man, my first pass is just about done.
All right. I'm very happy with this one. Yeah, that came out really cool. So it's dark, and then it's silver, and then it's kind of gold. Depending on the light. Trying to make it so it doesn't reflect too bad and get washed out. I'll leave this definitely like this in the basement, and we'll see how it holds up to the moisture. I like that. It's not a bad look. Graphics turned out great. Get off my eyeballs. There we go.
You see, if you see all those little lines in mine, it's because my floor is really bouncy and I was moving around a lot because this was taking so long and I couldn't sit in a chair that long to watch it. And I move just enough and it bounces it a little bit. So when I do something like this for somebody that's got to be good, I just leave the shop and go outside for a while.
Joe, this HF can hasn't rusted yet, although I just engraved it. But so far, it's holding up pretty good.
30 seconds. New record.
It's sorry. I wasn't trying to be a smart ass.
Me neither.
Hey, my mom said if you're good at something, stick with it and try to be the best. So I try to be the best smart ass I can be.
Well, that probably wasn't a good setting.
Here's the front of the ammo, right? You have those parts, and then you have the latch part. I'm going to bring in the front of the ammo can graphic. Show that to you. What is this doing? Hopefully that's annealed well enough that it remains rust resistant, but we'll see. But
I didn't give mine a chance to do that. I put clear coat on it. My other one.
I did one can, and I don't know if it's Harbor Freight, but it hasn't rusted yet.
I answered your question before you typed it in, Robert. Yes. Put a clear coat on it if you want.
All right. I'm just going to put that on the top. I'm going to delete it. Should probably showed you guys that. That's all right. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, I'm on full screen. Should have told me to get out of full screen, Jeremy.
No, I don't want you to look at mine yet. I'm not doing things right.
Well, too late.
It seems like I'm erasing what I just did. So we'll start over when I'm done. Or is that a white? I'll have to look at that. I'm watching it through my laptop, so it looks white. which is kind of cool.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at that graphic and thinking. Let me get over here and make this larger. So here are the graphics for the front of the ammo can. You'll notice this is for the lid. So it has the front part of the lid, little strip for the top of the latch, and then this is for the latch itself. Then this leaves, on this particular ammo can, that leaves some spaces you can put your caliber or something in there. And then here's the front of the can without the lid cover, the latch covering. I keep wanting to say lid instead of latch. It's distracting. Anyway, it has this broken down into 3 parts. So you could do the 3 separate, or you can do them all together depending on your lens size and what you're working with. But I think it would be fun to go ahead and mark this up through the front. So what I'm going to do is measure the width of the little piece where the I'll just measure the whole thing. See how it comes out. So it's 145. I take this down to 145. And I can frame up this whole thing and see how it turns out. Might be a little different. Measurements on this can, because they're all can be a little bit different. I don't know, just frame it up and see.
Oh, that's good, Jim. What'd you do? Hire a math teacher, Greg, and hope they teach calculus. Or get your 8-year-old to do it for you. That's what I do. Wait, 11? She's 11 now.
11. You see that framing up? No, of course you can't.
Oh, well, there you go. That'll work.
Now you can. I'm going to change this to Hall. Still not right.
10 fingers and 9 toes. Well, you got prime numbers down, Pat.
this formed sheet metal, you're not exactly dealing with straight lines a lot of the time. So trying to frame it from the side, looking at it all funky, and things just don't want to line up. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get out of here as soon as this lid part's done.
Yeah, this can is a little bit different size. This is than the graphics. So I'd be better off framing those, resizing them individually. So I'm going to do that right now. Well, thanks for stopping by, Jeremy.
Yeah, I gotta finish this lid top up. I might do one more pass yet. It's doing a nice light blue right now, but I want it to go a little darker.
All right, I'm going to frame up this center part of this. Let me just do these one.
I'm watching you work too, so.
Let me see. Smaller. Got my camera in there. It's hard for me to see where I'm straight. Need to go just a little bit bigger. Let's see. 1, 2. Sorry it's taking too long. All right, I'm going to run that. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to hit Control D, make a second layer, or a second copy, a copy. Assign it to my blue layer, which I accidentally deleted earlier. Let's see. It did recall the same setting, so that's good. I'm going to leave that. Now I'm going to turn that back on. Turn the black layer off. And some of these are coming out, and I guess I didn't get the blacks at a total 000 black. So what I need to do is just highlight these and make sure that they're all one black layer.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. I had that 27 in mine as well, and I didn't catch it. I thought I had it turned off, and I missed like 2 lines in there. And
yep, I normally just make sure the whole thing's highlighted and just click the button. So this is ready to roll. So my black layer is the final layer, and the blue is the removal. Let's just go ahead and run that. It won't take very long for this piece. Oh, I know what I did. Whoops. Might work out better anyway. In my rush to do this live, I forgot to focus. But The flames might get rid of that powder coat a little quicker. So that's what happens if you forget to focus.
I hate when that happens.
Me too. That's going to screw up that last setting that I ran. It's too late at this point. I'm going to have to run the whole thing out of focus. I'm used to having some fire when using my galvos since I cut stuff with the CO2 galvo.
Well, I made it lighter. That's funny. All right. This is the last pass. I got to go in the house. I got stuff my wife wants me to do before I go to bed tonight.
All right. Can we see your stuff now?
Yeah, it's just doing the it made it lighter. I got it darker, and I tried to go over another pass and it's just taking it back to lighter again, but that's okay.
Mine's just catching stuff on fire.
Oh.
Stuff being powder coat. Oh yeah.
Well, I had a good flame on the last live stream under the lid because I had some plastic that was still there. That was fun. I think I went the wrong way with my line space. I think I should have went a little bit tighter instead of a little bit bigger. Wait, what did I do? Yeah, I went bigger. I should have went one dot smaller.
You didn't want it lighter?
No, I was trying to get it darker. I dropped my speed, raised my power like 2%, and then I was gonna drop the line space by a half, and I went up instead of down by accident. I think I was at 0.085, and I was going to go down to 0.8.
I could have paused and then focused, but by the time I realized what I did, it would have shifted the engrave enough that I thought it probably would have messed it up.
Yeah.
I would have to raise it up, and it would have made it bigger. Then I would have had to shrunk the graphic down and lined it up perfectly again. And I just thought my odds of accomplishing that were slim.
Yeah, I've tried that before. It doesn't work out in your favor very often.
No. Can you imagine if this was the last piece on your ammo can you were doing, and then you end up screwing it up? And you waste how many hours on an ammo can?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've been going at it for almost 6 hours on one end.
Wow.
But I've been experimenting too, so it's like, Yeah. I did have plans for today, but they kind of got pushed away.
I'm just wanting to see if I even got through any of that yet. No.
So in my computer screen, I'm actually kind of digging the color in the middle. We'll see what it looks like in person when I'm done with it.
It's just going to take me a few passes to get through all that powder coat.
Yep. Because you're out. How far out of focus were you?
Pretty far.
Like down?
Yeah.
Oh, because the other end
It was
pushed
on
your
its
box
side,
taller.
and I flipped it up and didn't focus.
Oh.
So if you have patience, you might be able to fix it. Just got to be patient. It'll eventually get through that powder coat. It's just going to take more passes. Or paint, whatever you call it. It smells like powder coat. It's just wanting to burn at this point.
That is definitely an interesting color I've got going on. I don't think I've ever seen that before on steel. For me, not even out of my testings.
What's it look like in person? It kind of looks like a blue purplish here.
Yeah, I can't see it through the glasses. I got them dark green glasses on. It kind of blocks all that. So I'm just going to wait till it's done. Your focus needs more focus. Yeah, Kenny, that's what somebody told me about my box. They said that was a $150 box when it was done. I was like, well, yeah, it'll make about $6 an hour.
Yep.
But
Jack,
whatever.
where'd you go? Jack's back.
Jack is back. And she's done. All right, I'm gonna look at it.
Well, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it almost changes color a little bit. A little purple right in here. That's okay. I don't mind it. Oh, hey, that was fun. I gotta go.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. That's Idaho Price. Had to step out to another stream. Yeah, every time I get. Never mind. All right, we'll see you guys.
All right. See you later. And Jeremy has left the building. All right. I'm going to run these last couple settings on this and then move on to the next part. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to fix this. Although I might give it a try. It can't look any worse than what it is. Surprised it actually did anything. All right. Let's see what happens. What was your comment above, Jerry? Have to buy an extra can for test sitting. All right. Get that. Then let's do this. And I bet we get much better results now. Oh no, it moved the wrong one. Nope, not a better result. How about that? I wasn't paying attention. I had the wrong one resized. Imagine that. Now we'll fix that part. And where I accidentally put that little mark, that's not going to be a big deal. It didn't go through. And I've got a graphics that'll cover that up, so it'll be fine. Then just run the dark setting on this one, and it'll turn out just fine. But I've learned my lesson. If I make a mistake, whatever you do, don't move your item. There's always a way to try and fix it or salvage it. And then when you're done, you say, well, this is how I wanted it to look. It was supposed to look this way. Now I'm going to run the black layer, and I think blue should be in good shape. Hopefully it clears the rest of that powder coat off of there. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to do a live stream after working all day. All right. The P1S has been great thus far. I am extremely happy with it. I'll be recording the video. I ordered the little, still have one? Yeah. I still have one here. I ordered one of these hardware kits from Bamboo. So I printed off a mouse for my daughter. She picked out what color she wanted for the outside and the inside, and then we put it together. And then I did one for my son, but I'm going to do a video on putting it together and just how the whole project worked. But it was pretty cool. Good night, Jim. We'll talk to you later. All right, let me go to the other camera. Go ahead. It's fine. Okay, let me get you back in focus. All right, despite screwing that up at first, there's how it looks after the 2 passes with that same setting I used on the top. So that actually worked out just fine. Now I can put this up out of the way and we can do that next piece of the design. So let me frame this guy. That's going to be too big. And we have the frame. All right, now we can do that part of the design. So I'm going to do the same thing. Control D and then make it a blue layer. Then we're going to run the blue layer, then the black layer. And here we go. Especially when working live. When you make a mistake on a live stream, you've got to show people how to fix it. I don't like to cover them up because everybody makes mistakes, and I make mistakes, and showing people how to fix them is the best thing to do. But man, that powder coat is thick. It takes 3 passes to get through it. Yeah, this one's in focus now. So luckily, I think that's fixed. It'll look fine. I think the whole thing will look fine when it's all said and done. Hey, Brandon, good to see you. All right, now I'm going to switch over to that final pass that I like so well and let it roll. Oh, it's very smoky. You got to have good FUME extraction or it's miserable. For my FUME extraction, I have a 740 CFM 8-inch centrifugal fan. While that side's running, $195. Even the 6-inch centrifugal fans pull a pretty good bit of air. You look at one of those, tee it off into 2.4s, and you'll be good to go, Jerry. Now we're getting that nice dark and gold shiny look. All right. Not too shabby. That'll tune up the and let's go with camera 1. All right, so here's where we're at so far. Salvaged, still a little damp, but just clean it up with the magic eraser. It looks pretty good. Stop focusing on my eyeballs. So there's that. Now, here's the front and the top. Got the same finish on both of them. It's hard to get them in the same light. So that's not bad. Yeah, 235 running to the outside. That shouldn't be too bad. Now I think I'm going to switch up and try to no, I'm not. Take that back. I already have that set up. So let's go ahead and do this second piece on the front, and then we'll have the front totally done. And I already have it sized, so all I should have to do is frame it and it should be good to go. Frame with these darn cameras in the way. It should be about where it needs to be. So again, if you're just joining, I'll show you what I'm doing in Lightburn. So I framed with this black layer. The black layer is what I'm using for my final pass. So what I need to do now is just duplicate it and use Control D as in dog for duplicate. Then I come down to blue, turn that layer blue, and turn the blue layer on, turn the black layer off. The blue layer is already selected, so I'm ready to go. All I have to do is hit start. Back over here. And here we go. And hopefully I framed this well enough after smacking my head on the camera. Luckily, all that smoke is being sucked right into those two exhaust vents I have on either side of the ammo can. Have a good dinner, Kenny. Thanks for hanging out. I read that as Letterkenny. You ever watch that show? I think it's a pretty funny show. Probably not for everybody, but it's fine. Got to have an odd sense of humor to like it, I think. Yep, I found that it's taking 3 passes to burn the powder coat. And once the powder coat's burnt, then I go back over it with that pass that puts that nice cool finish on it. The 3 passes is getting rid of the powder coat. See you tomorrow, Brandon. Thanks for joining. Cool. Jerry 3DHP is saying that Albertus just joined his Facebook group, and Jerry got some files from him. So that's cool. That's awesome. All right, so there's the cleaning pass done. Now I'm going to switch and turn on the black layer. We'll run that. Get a nice, cool looking finish, and then this will be done. At least the front of the can. I'm not going to finish this up tonight, though, because I have to go to work tomorrow and I need to go hang out with family for a little bit, because I had to work today. I had to work yesterday and today unexpectedly, filling in. So I kind of got behind on some things I was wanting to do. I'm going to have to work tomorrow and Saturday. Heat gives it the collars, Greg. Greg's asking what gives it the collars. If you think when you anneal, or better yet, temper metal, and how it develops the different collars in the metal, that's because of the different heat that's applied. So you can look up a heat chart on what different collars, or at what heat points different collars will appear in steel. So being able to fine tune the heat that you're putting into the surface of the metal, give it the color, is where fine tuning your settings come in. My day job, which I want lasers to be my full-time job. So I'm trying to make it full-time, but my part-time job is I'm a pharmacist. Been a pharmacist for many years, and had to fill in yesterday and today at the pharmacy, and then working my regular shifts Friday, Saturday. But I normally work like 20 hours a week. But for the next 8 weeks, it looks like I'm going to be working full time, at least. And let me find this. All right, now we can see the front of it from a distance. See how it looks. So it all looks consistent. It's a little wet, but hey, that's not bad. So there's the front. Now I just need to do the sides, which those will take a while. He has the graphics for the sides, and also the sides of the lid are in the package, and then of course the front here and this piece, the latch. Yeah, most people, well, I normally don't talk about, I guess, my former full-time job much, unless somebody asks what I do for a living. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. I just took to lasers pretty well. I like the science and math behind it, but I guess I'm kind of into a little bit of science for my day job anyway. Nah, I guess I'm smart. I've never really had an issue learning stuff, so that's a good thing. I guess I'm lucky. what's the appropriate shirt to be wearing right now. But I'm going to go ahead and wind it down. I think you guys saw enough ammo can, and hopefully you got the settings. If not, the replay will be up. Check those settings out again. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook or leave a comment in the replay, and then I'll get back to you, or Jeremy will get back to you. But somebody will get back to you. And Dave, I'm going to look at those business cards, I promise. Just didn't get to it on the stream, but I'm going to try to fire up an image and see what happens. But thank you, everyone, for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great Friday, because tomorrow is Friday. So you made it through the week. But thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.